Hi, I'm Trev from a band you've probably never heard of called Furia. On any other day, I'd be here in the Pit of Despair, which is my humble little studio in Alberta, Canada, to show you how to play something on the guitar. But today, and for the next few days, I'm going to be showing you how to make some kick-ass looking shit for your band. It's a little series I'm calling Make Your Shit Kick Ass! Catchy title, eh? When I'm talking shit, I'm talking about your band's image. Visual image, band photos, videos, any visual representation of your band. I want to help you make it as awesome as possible without needing outside help. Now, a lot of the things I'm going to be showing you are actually free, and the rest costs very little. So this is totally doable. Don't worry if you're not particularly artistic, although that can help. It doesn't really matter here. I'll walk you through this step by step. You'll be fine. Are you ready? Let's do this! The first thing I want to show you how to do is to make this kick-ass 3D band logo. In this video, we're not going to talk about how to integrate it into live video because we haven't made the damn thing yet. We're just going to focus on making this for merch, your CD cover, things like that. The really awesome thing about this is that it's free. We're using a program called Blender, which costs nothing. It's open source, available at blender.org. Now, this program is capable of some amazing things. It has a huge learning curve, but don't worry about that. We're going to focus on the steps that get to this end result. So just follow along step by step and you're going to be fine. Okay, so first we want to get Blender, which can be got at blender.org. Oops, let's just blender.org. And you can go right here to download Blender, or you can go right here to download Blender. Either way, you choose your operating system, whichever version of Windows or Mac OS or whatever you got, and download it, and you will be good to go. Now, we're going to need a couple other things before we get going, so we might as well get these while we're in the downloading mood here. Let's go to blendswap.com. And you'll want to register or whatever. I'm logged in now. So what we're going to look for is shiny metal. We want a texture so that you don't have to bother with learning this stuff. So here we got this. This is actually really nice looking. So we're going to download that. And yes, to download. And obviously unzip that. Just extract all. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Extract. Okay, so we need that, and we also need a texture to go in our in our reflection. So let's go to cgtextures.com, and we'll just go to landscapes, and what the heck? Yeah, I think I grabbed one from here. So we can pick any one of these. I think this is a pretty cool one. So at CG Textures you can get a free account, and this entitles you to 15 megabytes of downloads. Seemingly it resets every day because every morning I wake up and I have 15 more megabytes of quota left. So basically I still haven't got a paid membership, but I keep downloading really kick-ass textures from here. So good place to check out. Now, one thing we're going to do real quick is move both of those from our download folder to a more accessible, because it's really annoying trying to navigate to that through Blender. In fact, no, we'll leave it at that because I can show you how to get there. So. Oh, did I just close everything? Yes, okay, that's okay. So, we're into Blender. I'm going to assume that you know how to download and install software, so now we're in here. So, first thing we're going to do before we do a damn thing is we're going to go to User Preferences here under File and User Preferences, and I'll move this here. So you want to change your input settings so that the select width is left. You want that to be left, very, very important. The other thing you want is emulate 3-button mouse if you're doing this with a laptop. If you're not, if you're just using a normal mouse, then ignore that step. Save user settings and close that. Now for a normal mouse, you can get around just like a hot damn. To zoom in, you just use the wheel on your mouse. To pan, a 3D sort of rotate thing, you just hold down the wheel button on your mouse. And to pan side to side, you hold down shift and the wheel button on your mouse. And if you're using a laptop, you can do the exact same things by Control Alt and then left click and drag up and down. That's your zoom in and out. And then your panning side to side is Shift Alt and left click, and then you can do that. And then to zoom, to do the 3D panning thing, you just hold down Alt and left click. I had to search all over the internet to find out how the hell to do that. Most forums, when you ask how to do that, they'll just say, buy a fucking mouse, idiot. So thankfully I did figure it out, and I'm passing that on to you before I tell you anything, because chances are you're using a laptop. Now we can get into what we're here to do, which is create that cool looking Chrome logo. So first thing we're going to do is delete that default cube. So hit the delete button and click delete. Now we'll hit the number pad 7. That puts us into our top view, and we're going to add text. This is just going to be a text logo, and we've got to go now to let's just bring this over. We've got to go into edit mode, which is down here, and click edit. The shortcut is tab, but I usually do it the long way, and I'm not sure why. Now in my case, my band is called Furia, so I'm going to do a Furia logo. Whatever your band is, that's what you put. And I'm just going to go to this sort of angle here so that we can see what happens next. So we're going to go into object mode, and yeah, let's drag this over until we can see this letter F, which is font, I guess. And first thing we want to do is change the font. So, oops, I might have gone too quick here. Let's just go back, cancel that. So when you click this letter F up here in these tabs, font is right here. If it is not open, you just click this black triangle and it will open. Then over here under regular, there's a little folder open thing. We're going to go to wherever fonts are in your system. In a Windows system, it's Windows, or C, Windows, fonts. And no, that isn't where I was trying to go. Fonts. Is this? Yeah, this is recording. Okay, good. I've done this tutorial a few times. I'm really new to screencasting. I'm certainly no expert. So hopefully this all works. So I'm just going to pick a blocky font, big blocky font. It's one of them epic sort of bands, so it needs a big epic logo. But you pick whatever font. Unfortunately with Blender you don't have a font preview, so you basically have to select the font by name. So you need to know the name of the font that you want. That's the font that you want. Anyway, we're going to get into the cool parts now. Still under this F tab, geometry. If that is not open, click the triangle, and we want to add an extrude value. So this is going to be decimal 1, and that gives us, nice extrude value. And then under depth here, you just zoom in so you can see what this does. Gives it a little bit of a beveled effect there. But I want to round that, so under resolution, that's what this does, is it rounds it. Now I'm going to also do an offset sort of outline so that you can see what this does as well. So let's just duplicate this. So hold down Shift and hit the letter D as in Dick, and then click in place. Don't move, just click. So now there is a duplicate right over top of this existing one. You'll have to take my word for it until I do this. So I changed the extrude value to 0.08, and I'm going to add an offset now, and the offset is where you see the duplicate. And with a lot of fonts, this offset thing creates problems, so I'm actually going to turn off offset for this, because if you noticed, it wound up filling in the middle of the A almost right away, and it winds up being a mess with a lot of fonts. But what seems to work better is we can add a bevel. We'll turn the resolution off, and then let's hit the letter G as in grab, and then the letter Z, and then drag it down. When you hit the letter Z, that means it drags on the Z axis. If you're thinking of this is okay, this way is X, this way is Y, and then Z is up and down. So I just dragged it down on the Z axis. So what we have is this letter coming up from this little beveled thing. And I think that is going to do for our model. Now we're going to have to add some textures. So where our textures are, that's that thing that we just downloaded from Blend Swap. So let's go under File and Append, and then now we need to find that shit. And I guess the best thing to do is C for computer, down here to Users, and choose your name, and go to Downloads, and we will find Shiny Metal Blend. There we are. So open that, and then we want to open this blend file, Shiny Metal Blend, and then we want to open Material and Shiny Metal. So now we've brought that material in here, so we don't need to set that up again. One other thing, no, we'll leave that. Okay, so let's do our materials. So right next to the letter F is our Materials tab. We're going to click this little circle right here and open Shiny Metal. And then we're going to click the other one that is not selected, and we're going to convert that to Shiny Metal. So, and it looks like nothing much happened except it turned white. Let's just take a second here to change from Blender Render here to Cycles Render. That's a very important step. Okay, now we're going to hit number pad 3 to go to side view, and I want to rotate this, so hit the letter B as in box select, and R for rotate, and let's just turn it just slightly shy of 90 degrees, and maybe hit the letter G and Z to bring it up. So grab and Z. Okay, so now let's just kind of look at it from this angle. I kind of like looking up at it, just makes it more majestic, you know. So let's, I like this angle, this will work. So now we hit Control, Alt, and 0. I don't know what these are on a Mac, by the way. I'm working on a PC. I don't know Mac at all. Hopefully you are working on a PC, because otherwise I can't help you. Anyway, now we want to kind of fit this into our camera view. And in order to do that, we click to select our camera. This is that box that we're seeing, that orange sort of rectangle. Hit the letter G and then S as in size or scale, and we pull away to fit it in, and then hit G again just to drag it so that it's sort of centered in our screen. So this is our scene. Now we want to add a light, and the way we do this in cycles is, let's just go on a top view, number 7. And add a mesh plane. That is actually our light. We'll hit G and X to drag it on the X axis. We'll hit S as in scale on the X axis. So S and X. And then we'll hit S again and Y axis and drag it towards the center, and that makes it smaller. So making this thin rectangle thing. Now we're going to go to the 3 view, side view, hit G and Z to drag that up. And I want to kind of angle it down, so hit R to angle it down. And I'm going to size it a little skinnier on the Y axis yet. And G and Y just to get it sort of in that position. That's going to work fine. We want the light to hit the top of the letter. The rest will be ambient light hitting it, so that'll be fine. So now we need to add a material to this to make it glow. So hit New, and under this diffuse thing here, we want to change that to emitter, which is emission. There we are, emission. We'll leave it, no, we'll make this a slightly yellowy sort of color. Change the value to 6. And in this preview pane, we're going to see what that does. It makes it just a little bit of a incandescent light sort of looking thing. Now, and we also, let's click on this little box object thing here. That's what that means, object plane, object panel thing. We're going to drag down to ray visibility. We're going to turn it off on the camera thing. And what that does is when we render this out, the camera will not see this. It'll only see the light that it gives off. So that's a nifty little tip. So to see what we have so far, let's hit F12. And you can see that we have already got a pretty cool looking thing, but there's nothing to reflect. So you really don't know how reflective that material is or how good it looks or anything. It just kind of looks boring. So let's go to our World tab and let us click this Use Nodes thing. And in color, there's this little dot here. Just click that. And we want to add an environment texture. Open, and we got to go back to where our texture that we downloaded from CG Textures is. So users, your name, downloads, and shit, I got a lot of things in here. Okay, I don't know if this is the right one, but I'm going to use it anyway. Now I also want to change this to mirror ball. And actually, let's go down, okay, let's hit the escape key, so we're back in our active window, and down here, next to object mode, down here, we can see our shader, viewport shading, and here we are seeing looks like stir-fried shit, actually. I'm not sure why. Let's pick a different file maybe, because that is complete poop. So here we are, landscape arid 17. That looks nicer. Okay, and we don't really want this background, although it is kind of neat, but we don't need it unless you want it. If you want to get rid of it, here's how you get rid of it. Drag down. Click this. This is the render panel right here, this camera looking thing. Drag it down, and under film, if that isn't open, click the triangle. We want to click transparent. So that gets rid of all of that shit. So now we can set up our render. So we can leave the resolution here if you want. Drag the resolution, or drag the quality all the way to 100. In frame range, we're going to change from 250 to 1, so it's 1 to 1, because we're only going to render 1 frame. Our output, we can leave that as is if we want, TMP or make it wherever you want it. We can set it to documents. Good enough. Documents. Accept. And let's see what else we got to do. We want to change this value here. You want to make sure this is PNG, and you want to change this to RGBA, which is alpha. That gives you the clear background. Sampling, you want to change the render sampling to 100. The higher the number, the longer it's going to take to render, but the better it's going to friggin' look. So if your system can handle it at 1,000 or 3,000, I don't think you need any more than 3,000. That's just crazy. But 100 is adequate for 99% of uses. Light path, this is all fine. So yeah, I think this is good to go. So let's render this out. You render it out by clicking animation, and it's gonna take a few minutes. So I'm gonna just pause this and check back in with you after this is all rendered out. So there you have it. It is a really lovely looking Chrome logo, and you created it on your own without hiring a fancy graphics person and without buying a damn thing. So if you like this video and you want to see more in this series of how to make your shit kick ass, you want to go here, sign up for the free trial. You can see there's a ton of information there. This is life-changing shit. You want to keep in touch with me, you want to go here, sign up for the mailing list, and you're gonna get 7 free guitar lessons. I don't have them up just yet, but they're coming very soon. So you can sign up for the mailing list now, or even later, but you know, that's where you go. And also, if you're curious about my band Furia, just go here. I'm a soldier marching in an army, got no gun to shoot, but what I got is one guitar. Well, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to show you how to take that logo you just made and plop it on top of a very slick, professional looking band photo that you did using nothing but free software and an iPhone. See you then.